And I'm going to be present Forest Metal Group and Australian Securities and Investment Commission. The case is regarding two parties. In the lawsuit, that has been a source of much debate and attention in the section related with the law, media, and as well as the business. The case involves the first party that had been filed the case against the Forest Metal Group, and the case filing the company named Australian Security and Commissions. Another important point includes in the case is the Mr. Andrew Forrest, who was the chief executive of the Forest Metal Group of Company in the years 2004 and 5. It also includes the overstatement from the Mr. Andrew Forrest about a project that was actually not occurring and resulted at a significant increase in the share price of the company. The case is about misleading corporate news spreading an overly realistic agenda by the Mr. Andrew Forrest. This was made visible to the Australian Securities and Commissions and was decided to file a case against the Andrew Forrest. In the year 2004, Forest Metal Group decided to start a project that was related to the extraction and the export of the iron ore of the best quality found in the Western Australia. This was the commonly named as Pilbara Infrastructure Project. The project mainly required the intensive manpower and machinery used to carry out the extraction project, the sorting and cleansing process, and then the logistic mechanism to finally transport the extracted metal to the required places. The agreement signed between the three Chinese companies and agreement signed with these companies was very resembling. And I hand over to another part to my colleagues, Mr. Usman Ghani. Thank you.
In this, I will elaborate the case summary of this case. In this case summary, you can see the Mr. Andrew Forrest, which was the basically sole owner of that company. So he did contract of the three Chinese companies in this regard. The project, the main aim of this project was to extract the iron and do it export from the other countries, and this sign was contract in these three companies. So the main case summary of that, the Mr. Andrew, who was the owner of the other company, he was culprit. He stood culprit in this case. Why? What happened in this case? I will let you know, because during this project he manipulated some fake story on the media and mainstream story. Due to that mainstream stories, people instigated and they invested a lot in this company for the sake of get more and more profit. So what happened in this perspective, I will let you know that the share price of this company increased very quickly from 0.59 to 1.94, and this is the very big change in this company, because people were manipulating due to the media reporting that company would become a very big, largest company of the Australia. So the main Andrew, these all stories were polished by the Mr. Andrew. So this project, the name of this project was given to the Pilbara Infrastructure Project and was related to the discussion during this time. The Mr. Andrew making the appearance in the public before its commencement. So this was repeatedly involved this case by the Mr. Andrew, because Mr. Andrew did misrepresentation, and obviously people got the influence of his due to the misrepresentation and influence, and people did lot of investment in that project. Afterward, what happened? The Australian Securities Exchange Company took strict action of this incident, and they took the case in the tribunal. And tribunal has decided a lot of things, like he overview, and after my and he deeply observed all the cases. So in these cases they observed that the Mr. Andrew he declared, they declared that he is bona fide. And the rest of part of the case summary and the decision was taken by as my colleague Mr. Mahindra. कंटिन्यू अभी ये बाद में हो जाएगी, कट शट कर ली, टाइम नहीं जल्दी।
My name is Mahendra, as one of the team member. Here we are analyzing the decision made by the two courts. This case is purely independent from the other cases because there are two different decisions, which is one in the favor of Mr. Andrew and Metal Group, and one is in the favor of Australian secured bonds and securities. The trial court has given the decision in favor of Mr. Andrew and the Australian Metal. And the Metal Group, believing that they haven't intentionally done these wrong statements to rise the price of the shares. However, the Australian securities lawyers has a strong argument that the CEO and the responsible person of the company has the words said by the CEO has not been taken to be light, as he is a responsible person of the company, and they argued in the court that this was done intentionally, and he has misled the common investors and the mainstream investors as well. When the statements has been made by Mr. Andrew, the common one has overlooked into the outlook of the company profile and invested much than earlier. And with the mainstream investors, they has given the information regarding the pricing and timing in appropriate methods, and they presented in a wrong ways, and they misled them, saying that the price of the shares.
Hello, my name is Prakash Dimere. I am going to present the fourth part of this presentation. It is about the overturn of the decision. Initially, the lower court or trial court given the verdict in favor of Mr. Andrew Forrest and his Forrest Metal Group, adjudging that the news in the media were all about his personal opinion and he is free to deliver his personal opinion, and he had no clear intention to harm the public, and it was not about the disparity and dishonesty. After that scenario, the plaintiff, Australian Security and Investment Commission, went to the higher court, federal court, and claimed that being the executive chief of Forrest Metal Group, Mr. Andrew Forrest had made the corporate scandal using the media. Due to that, his company's share price went up dramatically, about 140%, and Mr. Andrew Forrest and his company were in the beneficiary in. After hearing all these consequences, the panel of 3 judges had adjudged that Mr. Forrest seriously breached the law and concluded that that he had made serious mistake, and they overturned the initial decision made by the trial court. Thank you. The latter part of presentation will be presented by my mate Shani. Thank you.
Go.
Hi guys, my name is Sunny Kumar Patel and I'm going to talk about the overall case findings and the conclusion of the case. Actually, overall the case between the two parties, the first is Australian Securities and Investment, and the second is Forrest Metal Group. Actually, the lawyer of the Forrest Metal Group was failed to satisfy the judges, and the result was given to the favor to the Australian securities and investments because of the mispresentation by the Forest Metal Group. By the way, after that, the judgment was turned over on that decision in a trial court. So it's a little bit changing set. Overall, the case reveals that the Australian Securities and Investment Commissions was mixing the two distinct concept of the corporate law and the court law clarifies that the personal expressions have to be differentiated from binding professional statements. The case left a deep impact on Australian corporations law because of the case is very unique and the case left the good effect good effect and become a good reference for to follow other cases as well. Actually, we can say that the rights enjoyed by the owners of the corporations are different from the rights of the corporate entity itself. At last, I can say that Australian Securities and Investment Commissions prosecutes corporations based on the apparent case and not by doing in-depth analysis. Well, for that, thanks for watching our group presentation. I hope you like it. Thank you.